Aba Blues is a 2026 Nigerian romantic period drama film set in the year 1989, jointly produced by Inkblot Studios and FilmOne Studios. Rated and directed by Jack'enneth Opukeme, the film explores the heavy theme of marital duty, the painful echoes of past love, and the financial anxiety of working-class survivor. The film introduces Amara, Angel Anosike, and her husband Uzo, who live a modest, struggling life in the commercial city of Abia State. Uzo is deeply, madly in love with Amara and takes every opportunity to show it. But he is heavily burdened by his inability to financially provide a stable life for her. Because he cannot afford to rent a proper commercial shop, Amara is forced to run a small sewing workshop right out of their tiny living room. Despite the financial strain, Amara remains a supportive, understanding wife, even telling Uzo she doesn't mind living in a literal bunker with him because he once saved her life. However, things are far from perfect beneath the surface. Amara faces intense public scrutiny and church gossip, famously getting into a confrontation with a local woman named Jide, who publicly accused her for money inside the house of God. The true complication of the story begins when Uzo's former classmate, El, confronts him at work. El presses Uzo about why he refuses to attend their upcoming high school reunion. Uzo dismisses the event as a fake display of wealth and material possessions, stating he is content with a simple life. El then drops a massive bombshell. Amara's intense high school lover, Dirim, played by Jide Kene Achufusi, is back in town from abroad, speaking with a heavy foreign accent, and is highly likely to attend that very reunion. Though Uzo initially acts unbothered and tries to trust his wife, the return of Dirim throws their lives into absolute chaos. When Amara and Dirim unexpectedly cross paths, intense romantic feelings that she believed were buried years ago violently resurface. Dirim has returned with the sole purpose of claiming the woman he never truly left behind. This ignites a fierce tug of war for Amara's heart. Dirim tries to convince her to abandon her marriage, declaring that he will leave everything behind and run away with her anywhere in the world. Amara finds herself deeply torn, trapped between the security and gratitude she owes to her loving husband Uzo and the overwhelming passion of her first love. Her community and family turn on her as she contemplates stepping out of her marriage. She faces harsh verbal abuse, being told accepted and that she is risking everything for a mere secondary school crush. The film builds a heavy emotional climax around a choice, encapsulating the tragic reality that while the heart keeps wanting what it was, its brain must ultimately settle the way of choice we make. Amara ultimately rejects Dirim's persistent attempt to pull her back into their old flame, choosing to remain with Uzo and fight for their marriage. The choice requires Amara to stand up to the external pressures around her, including her overbearing evangelist, Yuchura Anunobi, and lay to rest the idealization of her first love. While she ultimately stands with Uzo, the resolution isn't a simple fairy tale vow. It leaves a lingering sense of how deeply past wounds, societal expectations, and personal sacrifices shape the reality of sticking by your commitment.